So you're thinking of starting a business in the UK? That is a huge, exciting step. But, before you get to the world-changing part, you've got to make it official. Today, we're going to cut through all the jargon and red tape and break down the official government guide to incorporating your company into a really simple, step-by-step plan.
Okay, here's our game plan. First, we'll get a handle on what a company actually is in the eyes of the law. Then, we'll look at the different ways you can structure it. After that, we dive into the nitty-gritty, the process itself, how to pick a name that won't get rejected, and of course, what you've got to do to keep everything above board once you're up and running.
Look, this is about more than just filling out forms. It's about building a rock-solid foundation for your big idea. So, are you ready? Let's do this.
Right. First things first. What does it actually mean to incorporate a company? Let's unpack this big idea, because honestly, it's one of the most important decisions you'll make as a founder.
This right here is the absolute key. Incorporation essentially builds a legal wall between you, the person, and your business. All of a sudden, your company is its own thing, a separate legal entity. It's almost like its own person, legally speaking.
And why is that separation so critical? Well, it means your personal stuff, your house, your savings, is kept completely separate from the company's finances. This is what limited liability is all about. If the business gets into financial trouble, your personal assets are protected. It's a huge safety net.
But, and this is a big but, with this new legal status comes new responsibilities. You're now officially on the hook to keep the public record updated. That means filing accounts and a confirmation statement every single year with a government body called Companies House. And you have to let them know anytime something major changes.
Okay, so you get the big idea behind what a company is. Now you've got to pick the right blueprint for the specific type of business you want to build.
Now, this table shows the 4 main options, and it might look a bit intimidating, but don't worry. For the vast majority of new founders, probably you, that very first one, private company limited by shares, is the one. It's the standard go-to choice. It lets you issue shares to owners without the complexity of being a huge public company.
All right, decision made. Now it's time to get practical. Let's walk through the exact steps, the costs involved, and the key documents you'll need to pull together to make this thing real.
You've basically got 3 ways to file your application. You could use special software or even do it all on paper and mail it in. But honestly, for most people, the government's own web service is the way to go. It's literally designed to be the fastest and simplest option.
And how much does this fast and simple route cost? 50 quid. That's it. For that 50 pounds, your application is usually processed and your company is officially born within about 24 hours. Pretty amazing, right? Now, if you do decide to go the old-school paper route, it's going to cost you more, 71 pounds, and you'll be waiting a whole lot longer for it to be processed. So, unless you have a really, really good reason, going digital is a no-brainer. No matter which way you file, you're going to need these 3 key documents. The INO1 form is just your main application. The memorandum is super simple. It's just a statement from all the founders saying, yes, we agree to form this company. And the Articles of Association? The best way to think of that is as your company's own internal rulebook.
Okay, let's talk about one of the most important and sometimes frustrating parts of this whole process, choosing a name. It's got to be more than just catchy. It has to be legally perfect.
There are some really strict rules here, and they're all there to stop people from getting confused or misled. Your name absolutely has to be unique, and you can't use it to pretend you have some official status or government connection that you just don't have. Now, that rule about not being the same as an existing name, well, it can get surprisingly tricky. It's not as black and white as you might think. Let me just show you an example of what I mean. All right, so let's say this company, Handsome Dan Cakes Limited, is already registered and on the official list.
So you might think you could just register this second name, right? Wrong. It would get rejected immediately. Why? Because the official system ignores things like ampersands, certain words like and company, and even the plural s. As far as the register is concerned, those 2 names are identical. It's a classic trap.
And congratulations, you're incorporated. You've got the certificate, but don't pop the champagne just yet. This isn't the finish line, it's actually the starting line. Let's quickly cover your ongoing responsibilities.
Okay, this is a massive heads up, and it comes straight from the official guide. Any address you provide, whether it's for the company office or for you as a director, is going to be published online for the whole world to see. So you might want to think twice before you put your home address down on that form.
The law is also super clear about being transparent. Your full registered company name has to be visible on basically everything official you do. We're talking your website, your emails, your invoices, even display it at your registered office. No hiding allowed.
And that's the whole roadmap. You have officially gone from having an idea in your head to being a proper legal entity with real duties and a place on the public record. That is a massive achievement.
By following these steps, you're not just filling in paperwork, you're building a solid legal foundation for your future. The structure is there. It's strong. The rest of the story, well, that's all up to you.